Across the country, there's just a few voices speaking publicly about the concern about trans athletes. One of them, a USA swimming official from Toledo, Ohio.
We live in Northwest Ohio on the Great Lakes. Everybody here learns how to swim.
Cynthia Millen started as a swim mom, then began to officiate as her kids grew. She fell in love with the beauty of the sport and its fairness.
People don't realize that before that first person gets into the water, right? The officials are checking the pool, every block, every lane line, every flag, every swimsuit, every pair of goggles, making sure that every swimmer is getting the best possible shot and that no one has an advantage or a disadvantage.
For 30-plus years, Millen officiated swim meets around the world, from NCAA to the Paralympics. But in December, she resigned in protest as a USA swimming official. Her objection: official acceptance of UPenn swimmer Lia Thomas. A biological male, Thomas previously swam for the UPenn men's team, but began racing against women last fall after taking drugs to suppress his testosterone.
I thought, this is wrong. This betrays all of this fairness that we work so hard.
So I've been swimming in the water since I was 5 years old.
In December, Thomas publicly explained his transition to female, calling it incredibly rewarding.
I can continue to do the sport I love as my authentic self.
Millen says initially many in the swim community thought Thomas's first competitive meet as a female was a one and done, but he's continued. Publicly, most sports officials, coaches, and writers have warmly received Thomas. A glowing Sports Illustrated story chronicles the Ivy League records he's already set in women's swimming, adding the label the nation's most powerful female collegiate swimmer. And it quickly dismisses those who question Thomas. There's no room for any protest at UPenn or in the Ivy League. Some swimmers and parents have, but only anonymously.
I wish the women had responded collectively and angrily as soon as the news of Lia had broken. I wish that seas of people were too incensed to stand by and had protested outside athletic departments and presidents' offices at universities.
Longtime sports performance coach Dr. Linda Blade says decision makers at the highest levels are more afraid of being called transphobic than hateful to women.
I sit on panels of big-time sport decision-making policy boards, and people in those circles are scared to say anything.
There are a few exceptions. Notably, Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps has questioned Thomas competing against women.
Because it has to be a level playing field. I think that's something that we all need, because that's what sports are.
Others speaking out publicly include 2021 Olympic swimmer Erica Brown and former Olympic coach Dave Salo.
I'm a firm believer that we need to protect the interests of women and girls in sport.
Thomas told Sports Illustrated that he's aiming for the 2024 Olympics. In the meantime, he is a favorite to win several individual titles at the NCAA championships. The ripple effect? No titles for the women that would have otherwise won.
It's not in the best interest of women's sports to allow this.
Why should a woman be expected to take second place? Why should a woman train so hard for what? For inclusion. I laughed when they were saying, and this was the Ivy League and NCAA, well, the most important part of competition is that we're included, that it's inclusion. No, it's not. You want to win, right?
Going forward, coaches like Salo and Blade are hoping for a reorganization of sports, where those like Lia Thomas can compete, but not against women.
There has to be a dedicated category in sport strictly for the female athlete.
In the meantime, Millen is watching out for kids, young athletes, who are taking it all in.
By pretending that a male or a female can transition by surgery, by drug taking, by suppression, you're telling kids that this is okay. You're telling kids that this is healthy, and it's not.
Heather Sells, CBN News.